it was a more controlled format, but the content, you've got to say, was still as chaotic as we saw 4 years ago between these two. We saw the debate range from who's the better golfer to who's more likely to start World War III, and over again, who was the worst president in American history. Who's going to trash the economy? Look, on policy, there were a few nuggets of new information, but only a few. It was more about those personal attacks, and boy, did it get personal. Unsurprisingly, Joe Biden went for the jugular, accusing Trump of molesting women, sleeping with a porn star while his wife was pregnant and so on. Donald Trump went after Hunter Biden and so on. Look, that was to be expected. I think what everyone was watching for, as I mentioned at the before the debate, was whether Trump would look too crazy or whether Biden would look too old. I think the big problem for Joe Biden is tonight he just looked too old. He sounded frail, raspy. He had some better moments in the second half, but even in his closing statement there, the president really did not look as sharp as he needed to look tonight. And I think, yes, Trump made a lot of wild, exaggerated, false claims tonight. But Joe Biden, I think, has really struggled to overcome his greatest vulnerability here, and that's his age.
David, we do have to talk about those falsehoods that Donald Trump was bringing up over and over again. It leaves the entire media around the world in a difficult spot about to what extent we fact-check the lies that are going to air. What's your take on that?
Yeah, look, and it's a tough one for the moderators, Jake Tapper and Dana Bash, and there'll be criticism that they weren't calling out the fact-checking. They kept the ball rolling, though, wanted to get through as much content as they can. Worth noting that some of the questions on childcare, climate change barely got an answer. But there, plenty, like the New York Times, I was watching them fact-checking as it went and calling out the falsehoods and so on. And yes, there were plenty of them. We can go through the list, but it's a tricky one for each media organisation, I suppose, to decide how they're going to approach that.